A very good evening, guys. I hope my audio and video is clear. Hello, Ramesh. So, today I'm Dr. Ramya here. I'm going to speak on malposition. So, we are going to try to solve a MCQ about the malposition, right? So, first and foremost, before I start with the malposition, I want you to answer what is a malposition? Which position will you call it as malposition? Hi, Anuj. Hi, Kasoju. Hi, Akshay. Hi, Akshay. Okay. Hi Arjun, hi Neelima. No, that's a very so first and foremost I asked you what is the malposition. So presenting part is vertex. Malposition is most common position is LOT and LOA. Whereas whenever the fetal head is faced posterior, then we call it as malposition. So if I can show you in this, I'll just see how much I'm able to show. So this is the pelvis. Vertex is the presentation. What I'm asking now is position. So that you have to have a clear cut idea about the lie, presentation, position. Position is other than anterior and transverse. So for example, so this is the pelvis. So this is the fetal head. So in the fetal head, this is the vertex. This part is the vertex. So this is the occiput, right? So when I am placing occiput over here, what will be this position called as? Is it seen? What will be this position called as? So I am facing the occiput towards the left side and 1/8 from the pubic symphysis. This is LOA. This is LOA. Whereas whenever you face occiput towards the transverse or sacral promontory, then we call it as occipito-posterior. Very good, excellent Komal and Kasojo. That what I showed was LOA, and whenever occiput will be facing somewhere behind, so the occiput facing completely behind and the sacral promontory, that is called occipito-posterior, right? So now I'm going to basically speak mainly about the occipito-posterior. So we'll see one question. So today's main thing is that we are going to see a question. So today we are mainly going to deal with one question. Class అయిపోగాను ఒక 10 minutes అంతే. Mhm. I think now it is coming. Now it's coming. Is my audio and video visible? Okay, right. So here, although the question was pretty big, the concept was simple that, so the important points which we had to see in this question was, she's, see, I have a continuation of this question for the next question also. So that's the reason why we have to see the continuation of this question. So if you observe in this question, she's a 20-year-old and she is primigravida, and now she has come at 34 weeks. So she is a preterm and 9 centimeters with direct occipito-posterior. So when a patient comes to you at direct occipito-posterior or any OP position, we are not going to go for any LSCS or instrumental deliveries. We are first trying to go wait and watch. Why are we waiting and watching? So as many of you answered here, the answer will be wait and watch. Why are we waiting and watching? What is the reason why are we waiting and watching? So what is the possibility or the modality of delivery when you have face to pubis, when you have direct occipito-posterior? So I'll first brief you a little about how will be the mode of deliveries when you have occipito-posterior. So considering it to be, very good Arjun, right, most OPs will convert to the favorable position, right, correct. So if you take this as right and this as left, this as the sacrum and this as the pubic symphysis. So if occiput is ROP, in ROP, how many percentage of babies will rotate by itself to come into occipito anterior position? 90% of the fetus, 90% of the babies will rotate 3/8 anteriorly, and it will deliver as occipito anterior. Right? Now here then comes the next MCQ. The next MCQ here is, which what will be the engaging diameter in occipito posterior? What will be the engaging diameter in occipito posterior? So yes, as you told, 90% will rotate 3/8 anteriorly and deliver as occipito anterior. So it will rotate 1/8, 2/8 and 3/8. 1/8, 2/8 and 3/8, right? So what is the engaging diameter for, this is one thing which I wanted you people to know. What will be the engaging diameter when it is ROP rotating as OA and coming out? Excellent, Kasojo. Very good. So usually it will be occipito-posterior in deflexed head. Deflexed head is nothing but military position. So military position, office, military office. So of office, occipito-frontal. And it is 12 centimeters. So is the time taken for ROP becoming OA will be same as time taken for LOT or ROA or ROT? Yes, there is a definite syncretism. 100% I agree with you. And what will the time taken for the delivery for ROP be same as the your OA or OT? Definitely no, because they have to rotate 3/8, so it will take more time. So it will take more time. So that's the reason we always have prolonged labor in these patients. We'll have prolonged labor in these patients, and we have to wait and watch, right? And very important is this 90% usually will, the two other P's should be normal. That is, they should have gynecoid pelvis and they should have good contractions, right? Now 10% of the times when it is anthropoid or android pelvis, what are the other possibilities which we have? It doesn't rotate anywhere at all. It stays it here. See, some of the babies are like very lazy. They are like, who the hell will rotate 3/8 anteriorly? And they don't rotate anywhere, and they just stay there. So that is called as oblique arrest. Oblique arrest, right? What will be the mode of delivery for oblique arrest? Class అయినాక తీస్తా ఇప్పుడు వద్దు క్లాస్ అయినాక తీస్తా ప్లీజ్. Oblique arrest, they are not rotating either anterior nor posterior. They're just remaining in that same position. Then we call it as oblique arrest. And the mode of delivery for oblique arrest will be very good, Satish. It will be cesarean section. It will be cesarean section. Next modality is, next set of babies are, so there will be second set of babies who will rotate, who will be like partially motivated babies. They're like half motivated. So they are like, let's start, and they start and they come till here, and then they get arrested here, and that is called as deep transverse arrest. So when they rotate 1/8 anteriorly and get arrested, that we call it as deep transverse arrest. Which pelvis favors deep transverse arrest? Which pelvis favors deep transverse arrest? So when they rotate 1/8 anteriorly and they're stuck there, we call it as deep transverse arrest. The next question which I'm asking here is, which pelvis favors the deep transverse arrest? Thank you, Mithul. Very good. Android. I'll tell you one simple way of remembering deep transverse arrest Android pelvis. See, most of our phones are Android phones. They're getting arrested again and again. So the Android pelvis deep transverse arrest. So this is like just to remember. Okay. So most of our phones are Android and they get arrested again and again. So deep transverse arrest in Android pelvis. Right, Arjun? So when it is Android pelvis, I'll just continue this in the another slide. Right. So in Android pelvis, when you have deep transverse arrest, what is something very specific about Android pelvis? Can anybody brief me about Android pelvis? Can anybody brief me quickly about the Android pelvis? What is the shape of the Android pelvis? How are the side walls? And how are the ischial spines? There are 4 points about Android pelvis which we should know. So Android pelvis is triangular. it is triangular. So side walls are convergent, and this is the only pelvis. This is the only pelvis whose ischial spines will be pointed. Ischial spines pointed. Very good. Transverse diameter is more than anteroposterior diameter. Excellent, excellent. So you can answer that by the shape. So very important. See, most of us have very good visual memory. So please always draw the diagrams, and wherever possible remember as the diagrams. So that word we could have answered easily by telling that it is a triangle shape. That's why transverse diameter is more than the anteroposterior diameter. Excellent, Kasojo. And posterior half is more than the anterior half. Very good. Excellent. Sharp ischial, so it is a convergent, triangular and sharp ischial spines. So because the sharp ischial spines, the bispinous diameter is further reduced. Already bispinous diameter is the smallest or the narrowest diameter in the entire pelvis, and because the ischial spines are further pointed, your bispinous diameter is further reduced in these patients. So that is the reason why they have deep transverse. There is more chance of deep transverse arrest in these patients, right? So what will be the mode of delivery in deep transverse arrest patients? Will you do normal delivery or cesarean section? Very good. Excellent. Cesarean section. See, the basic concept here is pelvis is very narrow and head is stuck at the level of ischial spines. That is zero station. How will the head come down? There's no possibility of the head coming down. So you have to go for cesarean section. Right? It's the simple concept. There's no space, baby cannot come out, so you have to go for cesarean section. Right? Now, I'll ask you the second possibility. I'll ask you the second possibility. If you have deep transverse arrest with adequate pelvis, then you have to check for the station of the fetal head. If station of the fetal head is below +2, if station of fetal head is below +2, always remember you can do instrumental delivery when station of the head is below +2. And if the station of the head is above +2, that is 2 centimeters, that is high up, then you cannot do instrument, so you have to go for cesarean section. If station is above +2, then you have to go for cesarean section. If station is below +2, what is better? Which instrument delivery is better? Forceps or vacuum? Forceps. Okay, I'm waiting for some more answers. What can rotate the fetal head better? Forceps or vacuum? Vacuum can rotate the fetal head. Forceps cannot rotate the fetal head. There's only one forceps which can rotate the fetal head, that is Kieland's forceps. But as such, vacuum can rotate the fetal head easily. So here you can do forceps. I'm not telling you cannot do forceps. You can do forceps, but more preferable is vacuum. Vacuum more preferable than forceps. Vacuum helps in rotation of the fetal head better. Okay. The outlet forceps which we use cannot rotate the fetal head. The outlet forceps which we use cannot rotate the fetal head. Right. So this is when the head has, then the fetal head has rotated 1/8 anteriorly. Next, let's see the third possibility. That is, so here this set of babies, I call them very smart. These set of babies are like highly talented babies. Vacuum can be used. So I have a question here from Prince Rajesh. So we can use vacuum once the station of the fetal head is below the +2, below +2. Okay. So now I'll speak about the third possibility. So again, let's take it as ROP. So now the smart set of babies, what they do is, they'll be like, instead of going 3/8 anteriorly, what they'll do, they'll go 1/8 posteriorly. When they go 1/8 posteriorly, we call it as direct occipito-posterior or occipito-sacral position, right? When it is occipito-sacral position, what will happen is, the occiput will be facing here and face will be facing the pubic symphysis. So there are two possibilities in direct occipito-posterior or occipito-sacral position. Number one, it can get arrested, occipito-sacral arrest. Number two, if it is anthropoid pelvis, anthropoid pelvis favors face to pubis delivery. Anthropoid pelvis favors face to pubis delivery. Okay. So these are the three possibilities which we have. These are the three possibilities of OP position which we have. Now the first question, you were correct telling that you have to wait and watch for that woman. Same patient, I'm going to continue with the next question. Okay. With this basic knowledge, I want you to answer for the next question. 2 hours later, full cervical dilatation is confirmed. The presenting part has rotated to direct occipito anterior position and descended below the ischial spine. None of the presenting part is palpable per abdomen. Progress in the second stage is slow. 2 hours later, she remains undelivered. What do you want to do for her? So the same patient, if somebody has joined late, for them I'll tell you, we had a 34 weeks patient, 34 weeks primigravida, who was in direct occipito and right occipito posterior position, and now the same patient continuation is this story, that 2 hours later she became fully dilated, presenting part has become DOA and the descended below the ischial spines. None of the presenting part is palpable. Progress in the second stage is slow. 2 hours later she remains undelivered. So what do you want to do for her is the question which they are asking. Okay, whoever answers this correct, I cannot definitely send chocolate from here, but there's a small, matlab, I have little made it tricky. This small trick in this question. I'm hopefully waiting if somebody can crack it. Till now, I didn't see a correct answer. Okay, so let's understand how to solve this question. So, what is the second? How many hours is the normal average second stage in a primigravida? Primigravida. What is the average second stage? What is the time duration or the average time duration for second stage? Normally, on an average, the second stage for primigravida is 1 hour. Normal second stage for a primigravida usually takes 1 hour. When do you call prolonged second stage? Okay, so let me tell you something here. In a primigravida and in multigravida, second stage normal is 1 hour for primigravida, 30 minutes for multigravida. When do you call prolonged second stage? Prolonged second stage in primigravida is 2 hours. See this set no, even in your dreams also you should not forget. That perfect they should be imprinted into your brain. Prolonged second stage in primigravida is 2 hours. Prolonged second stage in multigravida is 1 hour. Second stage arrest, that is nothing but obstructed labor. It is synonymous to obstructed labor. Is 3 hours in primigravida and 2 hours in multigravida. With epidural, whenever the patient is on epidural, you have to add plus 1 hour for everything. Plus 1 hour for everything. Management for prolonged second stage is of prolonged second stage is instrumental delivery. And management for second stage arrest is LSCS. Right? This is a simple table or simple chart which you have to be imprinted in your brain. Right? This you have to be imprinted in your brain. Now if we go back to the question carrying this in our brain. So remember 1, 2, 3. Primigravida 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then it will be easy for you. Primigravida start from primi matlab 1. Primi means first pregnancy. So 1, 2, 3. Less than that will be for the multigravida. Okay. Here, so patient was in which stage? She's prolonged second stage. Okay. See, first and foremost, if you ask me, it is not cesarean section because I told it is a continuation of the previous question. So patient is on epidural. So all my durations will be more. I have to wait 1 hour more. Right. Next thing is that 2 hours later full cervical dilatation is confirmed. So from 10 centimeters only your second stage will start. In the second stage she waited already for 2 hours. So in the second stage she already waited for 2 hours. So I can give 1 more hour plus 1 hour. So 3 hours I can wait. So it is a prolonged second stage for her. So we have waited only till 2 hours. We have waited only 2 hours. And as she is on epidural, I can wait for 1 more hour. I can wait for 1 more hour. So answer D is right. That is encourage the maternal efforts. Answer can be D also. The answer is D. Answer is D. What is the cutoff for prolonged second stage? What is the cutoff for prolonged second stage? Prolonged second stage in primi is when baby didn't deliver for more than, because she is on epidural, I can wait for 3 hours. So it will be more than 3 hours. But here she has finished only 2 hours. Very good. Excellent, Krishna. Excellent, Krishna. There's one more thing that, Mano, if this question was given same and I would have not given epidural, then what will be your answer? Here it is maternal efforts, encourage maternal efforts. As with epidural, you have to wait for plus 1 hour. Yes, with epidural, it is 3 hours. So that's why answer here is encourage maternal efforts. Now imagine the same question and answer if there is no epidural. So same question and no epidural. What will be your answer? That's what I'm asking. So as Anuj has asked, if no epidural, then what is your answer? Very good, excellent. If no epidural, forceps will be our answer. Raghu, can you tell me why did you choose forceps as the answer? I think Krishna also just now told us. If no epidural, forceps will be the answer. Why? Why not vacuum? Why not ventouse? You're correct. If no epidural, answer is forceps. So I'm asking you, anybody can tell me why it is not ventouse here? How many weeks is the patient? How many weeks was the patient? Patient was 34 weeks. In preterm labor, vacuum is contraindicated. You cannot use vacuum in preterm labor. You cannot use vacuum in preterm labor. Preterm patients, that's the reason why forceps will be the answer. Very good, Niharika. So you cannot use vacuum forceps in preterm. So that's the reason why forceps will be the answer. Yes, excellent staff dollar. That is, in preterms, you cannot use it as there is a risk of IVH. That's all. So this is how you get the combination of the questions. Basically, there's nothing much difference between Neet and Next. We have been already getting the questions of Next and Neet for us in the exams already. It is just they're trying to see your integration. So here I didn't do integration with any other subject, but I just integrated 2 3 topics here. That is second stage labor. I wanted you to know how much time you can wait for the second stage with epidural, without epidural. Then I tried to find out whether you know that you can use vacuum or forceps in preterm and not in preterm. As well as we have tried to learn about the occipito-posterior position. So this question was a combination of 3 topics. So that is how they try to ask you. So your main thing is that there's no more era of by hearting something. It's mainly right. You have to understand and you should catch the concepts of each and everything. Then you will be easily able to crack the questions. Right? Yes, Anuj has put forward. Anuj is very nicely asking the questions. I think he's asking questions more better than me. So as Anuj has put forward in the link, if patient is term, if patient is term, then what will be the answer? Same question, patient is term. Good evening, Kishore. Same question, if patient is in term, what will be the answer? If term, the best thing, what will be the best to rotate the fetal head? Actually, in term, it is occipito, and in term, I cannot give you this question as term, because no. Actually, here this question we cannot put if patient is in term. If patient is in term, I can use either forceps or ventouse. What is making me go for only ventouse, not forceps? There's nothing like that because head is already rotated. Anuj, head is already rotated. If head is not rotated, then I would have gone with vacuum more than forceps. But when head is rotated, there's nothing which is pointing me towards taking vacuum more than forceps. So that question, I think it won't be framed appropriate. Did you get it? आपका 2 minutes आ गए थे in class. Okay, so today I came, so I'll just summarize the things which I told you. So if it is OP position, 90% of the time when it is gynecoid pelvis and when you have good uterine contractions, it will rotate 3/8 anteriorly and becomes occipito-anterior. When it is occipito-anterior, it can deliver normally, except that it will take prolonged time. 10% of the time when you have android or anthropoid pelvis, it can just go for oblique arrest, that you go for cesarean section. It can rotate 1/8 anteriorly and can be stopped there. That is called deep transverse arrest. Deep transverse arrest with android pelvis, you have to go for cesarean section. Deep transverse arrest with adequate pelvis, as it is in deep transverse arrest, you have to rotate it 2/8. For rotation, vacuum is more preferable than forceps. So we go for vacuum delivery there. Next, another possibility is the occipito-posterior going back and become occipito-sacral position, and then it will deliver as face to pubis, provided the pelvis is anthropoid. Anthropoid pelvis favors the face to pubis delivery, right? Next, you can apply forceps or vacuum only when the station is below +2, as well as this point is also very important. This point is also very important in this question, as given in this question. Presenting part, none of the presenting parts should be palpable per abdomen. You should never palpate the fetal head per abdomen when you are putting forceps or vacuum. This you should practice even when you become a gynecologist in future. If any of you are planning to become a gynecologist in future, please keep in your mind, if you are deciding to go for cesarean section or vacuum or forceps, you should always do per abdomen, not only PV, per abdomen also. And on per abdomen, you should not feel the fetal head. It's very important. Okay, and you can put forceps or vacuum when station is below +2. As of nowadays we are more comfortable with low forceps and outlet forceps. We don't go for mid and high forceps. Okay, right, let's see one last question before I end for today's session. For deep transverse arrest, all are correct except I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, I have an answer from B. Okay, I don't know how to increase the screen size, but I have the pelvis and skull. So this is deep transverse arrest. This is deep transverse arrest. So in the deep transverse arrest, your your sagittal suture is in the bispinous diameter. So basically your occiput is in the transverse line. So this is correct. Head is deep into the pelvic cavity. Yes, it is in the cavity, deep in the pelvic cavity. Second thing is sagittal suture is in the bispinous diameter is correct. Sagittal suture will be between two ischial spines. So that is correct, right? No progress. There is no progress for at least 1 hour following full dilatation. Yes, that's how we come to know it's an arrest. Delivery should be done by immediate cesarean section. Just now, what did I tell you? If you have a deep transverse arrest, if it is only android pelvis, then we go for cesarean section. But if it is adequate pelvis, we don't require to go for cesarean section. We can go for a vacuum delivery. So answer D is wrong. Answer D is wrong. Understood, guys? Yes, Arjun. So there is a possibility of instrumental delivery when you have a favorable pelvis. So that's the reason why in deep transverse arrest you will go for immediate cesarean section. There's answer A, answer D is wrong. And they were asking you what is wrong, right? So we'll end the session for today. So as because of the corona effect, please all take care of yourself. And as you will be all going to the clinics, take proper precautions, wash your hands, put the mask, and avoid going to public places which are unnecessary, and spread awareness among your loved ones as well as your family members. Avoid them, ask them to not to go out in any public places, and avoid any birthday parties or marriages. It's not, as of now, taking care for yourself and quarantining yourself, being in quarantine at your own home for the 14 days will be the most safest thing when it is possible for you. So please be safe, and because of this corona effect, I'll be daily coming with a free class for all of you, because our studying should not stop. So tomorrow I'll be coming live again on Unacademy app. If you're new to the Unacademy, if you're new to the Unacademy, we can also have, you all can come to the Unacademy app where I'll be taking a free classes. You can just follow me. My name is Bezugam Ramyasree. You can follow me on the app. There are plenty of free classes, and yes, tomorrow I'll be coming back with a free class. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you, everyone. And do you want to suggest any topic which you want to learn for tomorrow? Any topic which you want to learn for tomorrow? Thank you, everyone. You can message me what is the topic which you want to learn for tomorrow. If there's any particular topic, I'll go with that topic. Otherwise, I'll take any topic. Okay. So follow me for knowing the timing for the class tomorrow. Okay. Okay, I think we can choose for tomorrow pap smear images. Pap smear images. Somehow I've been getting many students asking me for the pap smear images. So tomorrow we can take the pap smear images, and then I'll take other things which you tell me. Okay, right? So see you tomorrow, guys.